For someone who needs a weekend in the city. You hungry? I know a place. It's the...
Have you seen any of those true crime drama series?
No, like it's a TV show.
Like it's a TV show.
My chat was telling me a little bit about it. Generally, I think like making those things is great, but I think romanticizing them is bad, which I've heard a lot about. Like my chat is like, oh my God, the serial killer's so hot. And I'm like, wait a damn second.
Yeah. Well, I think Dahmer is an interesting one because apparently they read through all of like the like crime reports, articles, witness accounts, and like tried to recreate it as true to life as possible. So picture like the families of the victims watching this and basically seeing a 1-to-1 of how their relative died.
Oh, wait, is that the one that the family didn't give permission? Is that...
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I know there was like controversy with one.
They weren't happy with it being made. I don't think they actually need permission, but they definitely voiced their displeasure.
Yeah.
He's also played by Peter Evans, who is traditionally considered very attractive. And he's playing this world-renowned
American Horror Story
serial killer. Jodie doesn't participate in a lot of pop culture,
but she knows this guy. American Horror Story.
Yeah, but like who?
Yeah.
Wait, that's funny because he's the serial killer in the season 1 of. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So should shows like that be made?
I guess I kind of see what you mean. Like the pro is that, like, what is the pro? It's entertainment, and then maybe you like learn more about serial killers, but there's like way more cons. Like the con is that you're kind of romanticizing the story. You are now shedding light on something that kind of maybe the family doesn't want to be brought up again. Like they've already lived through it once, and now like it's getting like it's rise to fame, and so now they just have to hear about it all the time. I feel like there's a lot more cons than pros, so probably not. But also, I don't know, because think about like the most popular podcast ever is like true crime podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. We're doing a podcast and they talk about true crime all the time because people love true crime. And this is just like, well, this is just a video version and we're reenacting it.
Well, okay, I've never listened to a true crime podcast, but I've like, it's been on my For You page on TikTok, and people will be talking about how like they love listening to it because it prepares them for like real world stuff. If they were ever to be in a scenario where like they need to trust their gut or something, they always like put fingerprints in their Ubers and like rip out their hair and put it in their Ubers.
I've heard Brooke say this.
Yes. Which, I mean, that is honestly, like, we live in a scary world. That's not a bad tip. Like, if you are Ubering by yourself, like, I've left a fingerprint on a couple of my windows. But that I can really see is only the true pro.
Well, what's funny is Brooke's mentality there is, like, if she's dead, they're going to catch him.
Yeah. Wait.
Which is, like, it's not really helping you. It's just like...
Oh, well, if they kidnap you, you might have time to maybe survive. But no, I agree. I do think, like, if I'm going to get kidnapped, like, you're going down with me.
Yeah.
So, what is your opinion on it?
I don't know. I really don't have
really
one.
just whipped out this question with no opinion.
Like, I remember watching it and being like, wow, this is a good show, but it's kind of messed up that the victims of the family would have to like see this everywhere, right? Because I imagine, like, I don't know, my dad being murdered by a serial killer. It's like very famous, and then 10 years later, the serial killer is being played by, you know, Peter Evans on Netflix, and I'm trying to scroll through, and it's like, that's gotta be not easy to see. But the show is good, but does that make it okay?
Yeah. Also, like, it's like #1 in Netflix's top 10. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's watching my dad get murdered, like that kind of thing.
But they are being like really faithful in like replicating what happened. So, but true crime is very popular on Netflix and podcasts right now. Is it okay to listen to Kanye West?
Like his music?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I'm a little out of the loop with most things. Can someone fill me in on Kanye West? Like, I know, like, generally he's kind of crazy lately, but like I don't know why. Like, I don't really know what's going on.
The short and sweet of it, he went on a news network show with Alex Jones, and there's just this clip of him saying like, Alex going like, it's not like, you know.
That's the guy who goes, they're turning all the frogs gay.
Yeah.
I have never seen this man in my life. Who is this?
He's like a Fox News anchor who just kind of like spouts.
American far-right, alt-right radio show host.
Yeah.
And prominent conspiracy theorist, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's...
So like he's already kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah, so he's on a news...
Yeah, Kanye went on his show, and there's just this clip of him going like, I like Hitler. Like,
Yeah.
just
Saying
that.
A bunch of just anti-Semitic stuff. Yeah, basically saying like Hitler wasn't such a bad guy. And then Alex Jones, this conspiracy guy, is the one being like, hey, maybe pull that back.
Wait, what the fuck? Recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think that generally I don't like to support people or like whatever they do if I don't live, like if we don't connect morally. That there's like gray lines here and there. Like, but for example, the first one I can think of is like I don't really like to buy things from the Kardashians because I generally think like they're pretty bad for like the beauty standard or like the influence that they have. So I
would
would
try to like paint this for you though. Like who is your favorite musician?
Matt Maltese.
Okay, Matt Maltese. Let's say tomorrow you find out that he's super racist.
Well, generally, like
Can you still listen to his music?
I cannot. Like I'm pretty, because I would think about that every time I turn on his songs.
It's like, you know, your favorite song is no longer your favorite song. It's like, it's ruined.
Yeah.
So you can separate the art from, you can't separate the art from the artist.
I have a hard time because I don't want to actively support them, especially like because, for example, when I'm streaming, like I'm playing that music or like I'm like it's around me, then it's around others, and like I don't know, I just don't really. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable, I guess, because I'm like, just so you know, like I don't support Kanye, but like this is a great song. But just so you know, I really don't support Kanye, but this song, like it just puts me in an uncomfortable situation. So like I don't really mind not. I don't know. Like no song is ever so great that I have to listen to it, I think.
I guess that is a good point in that there is always something that could replace it. Maybe. The general vibe or feeling, but I don't know. Some like he made some classics back in the day.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I do think he was really musically talented. I didn't used to like his music, but I don't really listen to Kanye in general. Like it's not like I just said, my favorite artist is Matt Maltese, which is very different than Kanye. If anyone even knows who that is, so I'm not really listening to him anyways. Would you listen to Kanye?
I think I would like similar to you. I'm not like a big Kanye fan, But like if the song came on my Spotify and the Kanye West song, I'm not rushing like I gotta skip the song. Like if I'm streaming on a Spotify playlist and it comes up, I'm just gonna let it play. And like one person in chat might be like, "Hey, I can't believe you're listening to Kanye West after what happened." But yeah, I wouldn't say I would actively like.
I wouldn't like delete him from my playlist, but like, I don't know. I also think it's an added layer of just complexity with streaming. Like if I wasn't a streamer, I can imagine like I'm in the car listening to this song, but playing it on stream might be a little different for me.
Because you're kind of like platforming. Yeah. Like Kanye West has a big platform anyway, but you're kind of like rebroadcasting his music to your audience then.
But so if you weren't a streamer, like let's say you are giving advice to like like someone who's been loving Matt Maltese forever and they just found out he's racist, like, do I keep listening to Matt? You're thinking like, sure, if it's on your own time, go ahead.
Okay, wait, I have a really toxic thought. So like Kanye doesn't make good music anymore. Sorry. So like.
So you're saying pass
like,
everything? It's okay.
Like no, like
everything pre-racism is okay.
No. Like this idea that like. Okay, Matt Maltese is like, oh my god, Matt Maltese is like still making all this. Like, I'm not actively supporting Kanye. It feels like I'm not actively supporting him because nothing's new. Like, he's not going on tours. He's not like making
forget about
music.
Forget about Kanye. Like, this is Matt we're talking about.
Okay, I'm thinking about Matt.
Like, I'm trying to get you in the shoes of like the typical like super Kanye fan, but this is yours is Matt.
Can we make it like Taylor Swift instead?
Sure.
Because Matt Maltese is so
Taylor
small,
Swift.
okay?
Sure. Okay,
this is Taylor Swift. She's cumped out. She's racist.
Taylor Swift is racist.
She is the anti-hero.
Okay. And... yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm not removing her from my playlist, but I'm not also like... I'll probably like listen to it, but then I do think anytime that song comes on, I'm just gonna think about her being racist and like, oh, fuck, and it ruins the mood. Then I switch a song.
I think I personally can like separate the art from the artist, but there will always be that layer of like, it's a little different now.
Yeah. Because I'm sure certain lyrics will like have different meaning after you listen to it.
Yeah.
I've always been like that way though. I remember when the whole news about Chris Brown came out, I was like, I'm never listening to his music again. And I haven't. Unless like somebody else is playing. But like I'm not putting it on.
So you'll never support her platform, but it's like, hey, if it's there, sure, I'll dance a little bit.
Yeah. I guess I try to be conscious of it because I don't want to support someone like that. I think there's just so many shit people in the world that, you know, like, that have a platform. And me probably listening to them doesn't really affect them, but, like, it affects me. Like, I know in my heart of hearts that I'm not supporting them.
I think what you're basically saying, then, is that what we need is someone to come out and become the new Kanye in terms of, like, replace his music style, but be a good person. Because then everyone can like easily be like, oh, I can finally delete Kanye. This guy filled that hole.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think I'm trying to think of like who out there is like you just morally don't agree with, but not music. Music, I feel like is somewhat different because I'm not like paying to listen to this song. Like back in the day, maybe like in iTunes. Okay, if this was like, we're 2009, okay? Like I wouldn't buy Kanye's music anymore. I'd be like downloading it if I really wanted to listen to it. Like I wouldn't pay that I'd be like, fuck you, Kanye. I'm not supporting your music.
So if it was like a filmmaker, you'd be like, I'm gonna torrent this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy your DVD.
But if I really had to watch it or listen to it, if I really had to, like I just wouldn't give the money to do it.
In other news, we moved into a new house.
We did.
You know, on a lighter note. So we should have probably started off with this and all the serial killer and
cancellations and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all moved into a new house together. There's gonna be 8 people in the house. That's a lot of people. The biggest OTV house ever, I would say.
Big one.
I didn't even know we had 8. Like I didn't count. That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot. Most I've ever lived with.
We could have more.
Yeah, we could go up to We have at least one more room with like its own bathroom downstairs.
Yeah.
That's true. But they wouldn't have a closet, and
Some people don't need a closet.
that's fair.
It would probably be a guy who's like, no closet, I don't really mind.
All right, who are we moving in?
In the ninth spot, well, we think about all the past guests of the OTV house. I think the most recent one was Ray. Before that was H. June. Before that was Saikuno. Was there anyone before Saikuno?
Michael.
Michael stayed in. It was me when I moved in. I was just there as a guest as well.
True.
Before that, there was also Mendo. Yeah,
Oh.
Mendo used to live in the OTV house. Yeah, and now
It could be you.
one of you lucky viewers listening to this on the car ride to your work.
Call in to 555.
But I think we should like rent that room out
Yeah.
to like someone.
Aren't we
someone
gonna
young.
make a gym? Isn't that someone's plan with that room?
They can live in the gym.
Wait, why don't we just put the gym in the garage?
We could do that.
Yeah.
But then Michael can't live in the garage.
Michael gets some of the garage, and we get the other part of the garage.
Yeah, Michael just asked for half of the garage
That's true.
to put his plasma cutter.
Yeah.
That's what he
Great.
said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think having a who would you guys want as like a ideal ninth roommate?
I think we should American Idol this. We should American Idol that room.
Let's do that. That's completely. Let's just exploit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for content.
We'll do like an initial like cut of like basically we won't invite anyone that we could never see living there, but anyone who's like, oh maybe we let them through, and then it goes to another round where people are calling in and texting and voting for their favorite, and then eventually we have a new roommate.
Great. I love it.
Would they all be unknowns?
It's up to us.
What if we don't like them?
Well, at the end of the day, we would be living, so like we would cut down anyone who there's no chance of us living with.
Are we? So we're really looking for another member. So.
No, just someone to live in the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
No, they just live there.
They just live in the OTV home, but
Yeah.
they're not part of OTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say it like that might be confusing. I didn't live in the prior OTV home, but I
It's very common.
okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did it with Saikuno.
Yeah, it's like a revolving door. There's
Yeah.
always guests coming in.
All right. Okay.
This would be the fifth person to live in the OTV house who's not part of OTV.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I have some, people.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. Am I allowed? I don't know. Like, I don't want to say am I allowed.
Wait, why don't you want to say them
Well,
out?
I don't know.
You'll feel flattered.
Tenzin. Danny. Celine.
Sounds like you're just naming your friends.
I am.
That's true. We do.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
pretty
just-
Yeah, well,
just trying to put them in my home.
I get you want to get more friends in, but this is more for like,
You want to just have some random person that we kind of know, but like don't really know.
Toast wants to shake it up.
yeah. I want to make people uncomfortable. Having more friends make people too comfortable.
Oh, see, yeah, I like to be comfortable.
I want to, so like when I go to the kitchen, I'm like a little anxious of seeing this random that I don't know and having to make small talk. Yeah.
That's a spicy living situation.
It keeps people like polite and like, with their guard up.
Yeah. But then every so often you get to
This is
see
our
little
home.
glimpses of real people.
This is our home. This is our home. That sounds like a workplace.
No,
actually, this is our home.
No, this is a workplace. We're having this podcast set up in our house.
Wait, I'm actually like low key kind of having a hard time separating work from home because of that. I like come downstairs and I'm like, I work here,
Yes.
and so I just hide in my room because I'm like, okay, I don't.
You
work
signed
here.
up for this.
I didn't
You-
know. I
You
didn't
moved
know it would
into
be
the
like
OTV
this.
house.
I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. But I am adjusting. If anything, I actually really like that I can just come downstairs and be on a podcast.
Yeah, you don't have to drive like 30 minutes
Yeah.
of traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which makes me like the less friction means the more content. So I'm all game for it.
And now instead of driving 30 minutes to hang out with new people, we just bring one new person into our house.
You're right.
Yeah.
So who are we bringing?
I like Broden's idea of American Idol style.
So who's our first?
Well, I would imagine we make a call for it. I would not mind someone like
fresh.
fresh, like very unknown.
I like fresh meat.
Yeah. Because I think if you've been in the scene like a few years, you're kind of like molded by like the culture already.
How fresh are we talking? Like baby? Like 3-4 viewers? 5
Like
viewers?
they have a TikTok account with like 50 followers of like their friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of like where they're trying a little bit and you can kind of see their efforts, but like zero following really.
Okay.
Literally just hatched.
Yeah.
Is there an age range? Is there a cutoff? Like, could it be a 50-year-old?
I would like them to probably be like the youngest person out of everyone.
Oh God. Low-key, it scares me for them. Like, imagine you're like 18, you come to this home, you don't know anything else, and now you come into our culture, which low-key kind of sometimes really fucking sucks, and then you're just influenced by us for the rest of your life because you're just so young, you don't know anything.
Yeah, but what good influences?
I'm projecting. I think it's scary. I think they should think about their future more.
But they're signing up for it too, right?
Yeah, but actually, I think 18 is a good age. I think some, like, as long as you're not like 14. What? I think 14's too young to become famous.
But 18's okay.
18's you're like, you have a little more experience.
They finished school.
You finished school, at least you finished high school. So, you know.
Okay, so 18 to 50.
18 to 50.
Wait, if we're gonna, why 50? Like, what's the difference between like 60 and 50? Like, why
18 to
cap
60.
it?
Do you want to
Yeah.
live with a 60-year-old?
My best friend in college was a 64-year-old.
Wait, really? Yeah. Can I hear about this a little bit?
Her name was Cheryl. I love her to death. I didn't make a lot of friends in college, because I was basically just like going to school full time, volunteering a lot, working part time, and she was my boss. And then I would stream. So I like just didn't like really involve myself. I couldn't really balance having friends and school and all that other stuff. So she was my boss. We just like hit it off. Like the first day of work, she ended up staying late because we just ended up talking the whole time. Like we just hit it off. But yeah, she was 64 at the time, I think, when I started. I think she was 64, 63. But yeah, she was great.
That's interesting because like Toast and I were literally just talking about how we were in school. It's like if someone's 2 years older than you, you're like, well, they're like out of my age range.
Yeah.
They're not like.
Well, I think that generally that might, like, I think that, okay. I think we do have that feeling of like, whoa, you're out of my age range, especially like in high school, like freshman to senior. But as you grow up, I think that changes. Like, for example, I don't really think about age, but I also am on the younger side. So I'm 25. So if I was probably the oldest of the group, which I think is Edison, you? Someone's older. I don't remember. Scara? It's someone. Basically what I'm trying to say is like, I don't think about age that much. So when I'm interacting with you, I don't think Toast is 31. Like, I don't think about it that much, but I wouldn't have probably gone up to Cheryl and talked to her like at a coffee shop. But because we were put together, we realized, oh, we actually have a lot in common. And the only thing that is different about us, well, of course, like there's some generational differences, but like our age wasn't the main thing that was dividing us. But it would probably have been in the beginning. But because we were working together, we were able to just talk. And like, she was really just a kid at heart. I think that everyone is a kid at heart. Like when you talk to our parents, people are like, when I close my eyes, I think of myself when I'm like 20. And I think we're going to be like that for the rest of our lives. Like, I don't think you ever feel 80.
Honestly, you're kind of selling me on a 60-year-old because my mind started going to like the just dynamics it shoots and like how we would play into like, oh, can someone hold like Cheryl's hand? Like she needs a little help getting down the stairs. Oh, Cheryl.
We just have our designated old lady. We love that. Yeah. It makes me feel, it's like a sitcom.
Yeah.
I want to create a sitcom. I'm watching a lot of Friends lately and like, I'm just like obsessed with this idea of a sitcom.
I mean, our lives are kind of like Friends, like young adults living in a popular city.
Yeah, but we don't do anything. Like we just sit inside and like game.
You think if Ross and Rachel and Joey and Chandler are doing anything like all the time?
Well,
They
there's
just sit at the
We
coffee
see them
place.
once a week.
Well, I was just talking to John about this. I was like, wow, if OTV filmed a sitcom, what would it be like? I was like, but we all have the same jobs. Like, a lot of their interactions come from, like, nobody knows what Chandler's job is. And, like, that's, like, the crux of the joke. Or, like, Rachel's constantly moving from job to job because she's, like, bad at one job, good at another. And so, like, she comes home really stressed and, like, they're able to, like, talk about that. Like, we all do the same thing. So there wouldn't be a lot of, like, oomph.
But we stream different games. I can talk about, oh man, I had such a rough time at
Most
Hearthstone.
boring
today.
sitcom ever.
This guy top decked me and got lethal. And then you talk about Valorant. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I got an ace on Icebox playing Yoru. It's like, oh, okay. And it's like that different dynamic that keeps things fresh.
I guess in a way, OTV is a sitcom, but in a different.
Yeah. I mean, we all have stuff that takes us out of the house. And then when we do an OTV shoot, it brings us all together. We'd be a good sitcom.
Sorry, I was trying to think of, like, what do we do outside of the house? What do you do outside of the house?
Anytime you, like, let's say Sid has a modeling thing that she has to go to. Maybe you have a sponsor activation. Maybe
That's work related.
John's buying a, yeah. Like, it shows Joey acting. That's his work. It shows Ross at the dinosaur place, right?
Do you guys have? Okay, in sitcoms, right? Like, everyone has. It's almost a stereotype. Like, it's like a cliche of some sort. So, like, Joey, like, cheats on all those girls. Like, he's, like, never with a girl for more than 2 weeks. And Ross is, like, the one that everyone, like, makes fun of. He's the butt of the joke. He's, like, a nerd, or, you know. Do you guys think that you have that? Like, if I was to put you in a sitcom, would you be able to pinpoint what you are? Like, what your cliche is?
Yeah, probably overly serious, monotone, sarcastic. Yeah.
I would say that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I feel like I wouldn't be a main character. I would be someone where like the main characters show up at a place and they're like, why are you here?
You're
Like
Gunther.
I'm constantly Gunther.
You are the guy who works at the coffee shop and loves Rachel, and your only joke is that, like, you come in when Rachel's, like, really sad and she's like, man, I want a hug, and you're just, like, hovering behind her, staring at her. Like,
What? How's that what I described at all?
Like, you're not the main character, but you're there occasionally.
No. You're saying, because you're describing someone who's always at the same place. I'm saying like each time you guys move to like let's say it's the concert episode. Like, for some reason I'm there and you run into me, or then like you're at the museum and then for some reason I'm there like fixing the monkeys. It's like,
So you don't want to be Gunther.
if you want me to be Gunther, I'll be Gunther for you, sure.
It's not a flattering role.
It's not. I can see you as, like, you're kind of this enigma type of a character. Like, you don't have a specific role, but you're just around.
Yeah. I feel like I would probably be like the what is it called? The Deus Ex Machina or something, where like you guys run into a problem and like and then like the writers just use me to get you out of it. Like, I show up with a hose when you need it or something.
We should make a sitcom. I was telling Broden I want to film movie trailers, but no movies. Sean had that brilliant idea, and I was like, that's brilliant. Let's do
I
that.
think we've had this idea for
Why
a
don't
while.
we do it?
It's like the typical, very cliche, blah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, and it's like us as the... I just think it'd be so great.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the video for that. It's like every movie trailer ever, but it's not
Yeah.
actually acted out. It's just voiced. And then we would just act out the trailer.
Oh, that could work too. I've always wanted to do movie trailers like this because the fun part about it is that you can create like the most epic or crazy movie and you don't have to pay off any scene. You don't have to finish it, conclude it well. It's just all the big moments that get someone hyped.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want us to each do a movie recap.
Well, Sean and I did one.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like, each of us do? Like, we are the voiceover
You are the
to what
voice.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. We each get a movie and we do a movie recap of it, like 5 minutes long, like the one you see on YouTube.
Right. I love that movie recaps, by the way, because I never watch any content, really. I love movie recaps. Do you mean, like, we would watch the movie and recap it, or we would watch the recap and have to like give our random commentary?
No, we watch a movie and then we do the movie recap and like narrate over it and write the script for it.
It was pretty fun when we did it.
Yeah. The best thing is just like overlaying like what you're saying with the movie scenes to make it match up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we went camping, we just put on a movie recap and like watch it from a phone, all 10 of us lying on the ground.
Well, we never finished it, so I don't know how it ended. And I don't know, I actually tried looking it up after that.
It's a Brazilian
Yes.
Netflix show.
And I tried looking it up on YouTube. I can't remember what the title was, but I couldn't find it, and like they didn't have the recap. I don't know why I couldn't find it, so I still don't know how it ends.
I think it was 20. I think it's called like 21 or 23, which makes it really hard to search up.
Yeah. Bad SEO.
Yeah. Because we recently had a shoot where each of us were given homework to do the Christmas one, and I think that made the shoot much better because all of us actually had to put in effort. Not that I am encouraging you for every shoot to make us do extra work, but it was just cool to see like, all right, what it was like show and tell, like, all right, what did you do, and like show everyone, and we all laugh and critique.
Yeah. Wait, will this come out before or after that? Okay.
We should talk about it.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well,
my favorite one was definitely Scara's. Like
Scara's gift?
his
or-
vlog.
His vlog.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
why, but his vlog was so good because
Yeah.
he was like getting the shots, getting like the narrating, like when he points at himself talking like, all right guys, I'm here at like, and it doesn't look cheesy at all.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so
He's
natural.
like a natural born vlogger,
Yeah.
which is so surprising.
And he had like establishing shots,
Yes.
B-roll close
B-roll,
ups.
yes. It was so good.
Yeah. It was just himself as well. Like he didn't have anyone take
Yeah.
any videos from him. It was just
Yeah.
And he also experienced that problem I have is like when you're vlogging in a store and people are around you, it's so embarrassing that you don't do it, even though you should and your editor will thank you for it. But like just knowing people are around you as you're talking to the camera
Yeah.
makes you feel so out of place that you just don't do it.
You weirdo. Talking to yourself.
I vlogged footage for Yvonne's gift, and I couldn't get the shot because people kept walking by. So I had to I probably have 4 or 5 different takes, and I'm just repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and it never even ended up in my vlog. I was like, I just did this for fucking nothing.
Wait,
And
why were you like redoing it?
because I would like do the shot, and then someone would walk like right in front of. I would like pan to like, oh, okay. Basically, I was like, oh my god, English, blah blah
I
blah,
see,
and I was
yeah.
like, and this, and I would go like this, and someone's in front of it. I'm like, fuck. So then I do it all over again. And I'm like, and this, or something else happens, or like I was like, okay, this is the wrong. Then I gave the phone to John to do a different. Just didn't work out. It didn't even end up in it. So
Also, I mean, just saying with that kind of stuff, you could just like, oh, they walked through it. Redo that last part. Because it's going to be chopped up anyway.
that's true. I don't think like that. I'm not an editor.
No. Be like having some editing knowledge, I think helps in every way.
I have none.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that you liked the homework aspect, but you were the student who did your homework the day of.
Yeah, and I like to think for the day off, I did a pretty good job. In my defense, I was getting the shit beaten out of me like a few days before. And leading up to that day, I was worried about getting the shit beaten out of me. And then the 4 days after, I was concussed.
Yeah.
And I still am, if you're wondering why I talk so slowly now. My brain don't work so good no more.
This is slow. I feel like this is normal. No, I'm like, like you're speaking really great.
Thank you. I speak good. But yeah, I had to do mine the day off. I kind of had an idea. A lot of people went with the strategy of the shotgun blast of like, I'm just gonna get them like 4 or 5 gifts and one of them's gonna hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did mine the morning off, and like our editor had to edit it within like 30 minutes with my footage. Yeah, you went for a shotgun blast approach too.
Well, so I didn't know that like So when I heard that we were doing this like video, I was like, oh, this is like supposed to be haha funny. Like this is for content. Like this is not for like.
It was funny though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you did it because it was like half the video was like wholesome. It was kind of like, all right, it's getting a little one note, and then Jody's comes in and it's like, oh.
Well, I'm glad I was able to add a little spice. I just didn't expect for it to be so wholesome. Like I get Michael's gift and he's put in hours
of footage
time.
of like cutting, sanding, like lasering this piece of personal gift for Jody.
And like this gift is like one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. And then, you know, my gift, will you take off the blanket? And I called it the Yvonne package. And I'm like, oh. Like, I was mortified, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm sure she'll like a Taylor Swift vinyl. Like, it's in there. Like, go to the bottom of the box.
I'm sorry I did that to you, but knowing what you guys had given each other, I purposely juxtaposed Michael's gift to you with your gift to Yvonne to really just show the difference of you know, thought put into it, you know.
I felt so bad because like I truly walked away with like amazing gifts. Like I loved every single one of my gifts, and I'm like, Yvonne just has to take up a fucking stool and like this little claw grabber.
What's great too is Michael was like asking me for like some help to like kind of guide with you, and I gave him stuff, and he like everything I gave him he threw out the window, and I think gave you even better gifts.
Yeah. Like his gifts were really, really good.
Yeah.
My favorite was the cube, which is, I don't know, I just like love it. That's like something I would never get for myself, but like I have it, and now I have like the memory with it. It's like my favorite gift.
The cube. It reminds me of Ray's gift from 2 years ago.
Yes.
What is it?
She got a silver bar.
Just a
bar of silver.
And she's like, I love this.
Yeah, she loved it. And I want to say like a year later, she was like, it's still on my desk. I polish it to keep it looking good.
I love that. It's true. It's like you like I have it, so now I love it, but I would never have gotten it.
So girls just want metal.
Just give us cubes of metal.
Give them a block of heavy metal and they'll be happy.
Yeah, actually. Or a strawberry vase. That's a good gift too.
You mentioned something else that we could talk about. Your chess boxing.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Because the way, like leading up to that, the way you spoke about it to all of us, you kind of made it sound like, yeah, I'm not really, like I'm in it. I kind of hope he's not practicing. Like,
yeah.
Like, I didn't take my training too seriously. I did it in the beginning, like 4 months out. But we had a like long Japan trip, and I was gone for a month, and I came back, and then we had to travel to New York and then San Francisco. So like, I was pretty much not training for 2 months. Like I was training when I could, but even then, it was so hard to like get into it because I would do it for like 2 sessions, and then like, all right, I'm gonna leave for like a week, and then I'll come back and do it for 2 sessions, and I go again, and like my training kept like regressing and then getting back to the same point and then regressing the same point. So towards the end, I just kind of like, well, I hope he's not taking it too seriously, because my opponent, Point Crow, did not talk about his training at all. So either he's not training, or he's training super hard, and his strategy was to like keep everything secret, to drop like a big reveal and like win the match and do a video. And I was just praying it was the not training one. He was training. I watched this motherfucker talk on stream. He has footage. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna like film everything. I'm gonna drop like the coolest video ever. And I remember like reading a comment from like one of his friends. It's like, oh yeah, no, Point Crow wanted to like knock Toast out. Like that was his goal. He was like, I knew I was in trouble when I saw his coach and he talked like a boxer, which is kind of like a little lispy because like all the head trauma. There's like a pattern, like heavy like long time boxers, the way they talk is like, because they got hit in the head so much, they got an accent.
I can't believe people willingly do this. Okay, yeah. Wow, okay.
And I like when I saw that in the locker room, I'm like, fuck, he actually trained. And I was like, so nervous, and honestly, like, he came out swinging, and I also didn't know he was a collegiate rower, so that was great to find out the day off as well. Like, I knew he was 2 inch taller, and I knew he was like 10 pounds heavier. I'm like, well, I mean, like, if he's a regular human, like a gamer with gamer body, like, that 10 pounds could just be like extra fat. It was muscle.
Yeah, rowers are fit.
It was muscle, man. But I definitely deserve to get my ass beat, because like he took it way more seriously than I, and like boxing is a lot of just training and preparation for it. And like chess, I'm not very good at chess, and I just prepared pretty much the day off. I just put on like a YouTube video by this guy called Gotham Chess, and I was like, oh, okay, I like the way he talks, and like I don't know any strategy he's putting down, but he said to move your knight out first. I don't know why, but apparently that's a good thing. So I'm like, when I was playing, I was like, okay, he said to move my knight out, and then move my other knight out, and then move my bishop out. And that's all the video I watched, so I don't know what's happening here. And at the beginning, I was losing. And I went into it like, wow, I suck at chess. Maybe I'll probably win through boxing, so I should really focus on the boxing. And then like the first round was chess, and he takes like essentially my castle, which is huge, for free. I'm like, okay, I really need to win in boxing. Boxing starts, he charges me like a gorilla. I'm like, I was so off guard. I'm like, this is a lot of aggression. And he like knocked me down, caught me off balance. And the ref had to like stop and like, hey, you want to keep going? I'm like, yeah, no, I can keep going. And luckily he punched me in the nuts. Like, he was throwing 2 uppercuts, but he misjudged the distance and caught me right like in my groin area. Thankfully, my opponent insisted on wearing cuffs, because initially I'm like, oh, I mean, if you want cuffs, I guess we can put it on. But he's like, no, I think we should do cuffs. And only now do I realize it wasn't for him, it was for me. He was protecting.